Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This will be part 2 on the on the Kia Sorento 3.3 liters V6. This is James Drew from Virginia. His concern was coil 5 P0355 code that he could not get rid of. And then I did the part 1 where I go over the test and reproduce his concern, and then indeed the problem was in the computer. I sent him the estimate and he approved it, and now I'm actually in the middle of the repair. So as I normally do, I show some of the areas of what I'm doing in here. If you want to see a more in detail video, go over part 1 for this series of James. I put the link of that video in the first part in the description, where I go into another. It's a 2012 Kia Sedona, but it's the same computer, same fault, where I replace on the injector drivers and coil drivers and the pre-driver, which is very time consuming and very delicate due to the construction of the computer. And but yeah, I sent the estimate and he approved it, and that's where we are right now. So I'm actually now letting the computer cool down to connect it back. This is so he can see, and you guys, the part number of the computer is 39101-3CWN1, and the family of the computer is an MT86 from Delphi. Yep, so this is it. So let me just cool it down. I have a thermocouple where I can see the temperature. It's still in 120 degrees, a little warm to the touch. Not so bad. It's almost getting there to what I can actually remove it from here, and I like to keep it in here because the airflow is a lot better than put them in the desk. It takes a lot longer. I use this helping hands on this JBC setup that I bought. It's really good because I don't have to really touch the board when I'm working, and I can have my solder or any tools in order to remove the components and install it back in place. But yeah, everything works really good, and then these ones I can put them away. Let me just show you how nice is this setup that I got, because I can just go here. I will raise this one up and then just put it out where it's not in my way. Like now it's on the back in there, and I can grab it anytime. I have actually another attachment where I can connect the air gun from the air station that I have here, the hot air station, and I can put them into a specific point where I can have both of my hands to to set the component in place perfectly, and I don't have to be holding the hot air gun and so on. So it's pretty good. I like that setup from JBC. Very expensive, but it's pretty good. I bought also the infrared heater, but I don't use that one on all of the computers. Like this one is a small board. I don't use that one because it's very big and it's also very expensive. So I'm trying to keep it for when I really need it. When I don't really need it, I use the Hakko. This is the FR870B. It's a very good hot plate. It has 2 zones and it has one thermocoupler. The other one has 4 zones and 4 thermocouplers, so you can apply heat in different areas as you're working on the board. Very, very good. Like I said, it's always, I like to use all the tools, and I have the frame. This is from JBC, the same company that I have the hot air station, and now the preheater. And I have some other tools from them, like the cleaner of the tips for all the solder irons and stuff like that. All right, guys, let me let this cool down, and I'll be connecting it back and coming back to hopefully a fully repaired module, which I know I already measured the resistance and everything, and it was definitely good. All right, so I'll be right back, and I'll see you in a second. All right, guys, it took a little longer than expected to cool down. No, the reality is I actually had to finish some other modules. So by the time I actually let it cool down, it was already too late. So this is another day now. All right, so the computer is fully connected. As you can see here, I have it ready, all connections as I explained on the part 1, which I'm going to put the link of that video on the description of this one. I have, as you see, the scanner ready to go. It's not connected yet. The computer is powered up, and I just want to show you a few things. So I'm using the MS12000 to provide the signals as the crankshaft position sensor, which is the only one I need for the coils. And then I have everything connected in there. So we'll see here the injection. Sorry, I keep saying injection. The coils milliseconds, because I can definitely see that in here. And we'll see when they're running in here. At the same time, we will see on the oscilloscope I have 4 channels this time connected. So channel blue is coil 3, the red channel is coil 4, the green channel is coil 5, the one that he had the problem, and then the yellow channel is coil 6. And I will move probably blue channel onto channels, onto coils 1, 2, and 1 and 2, right? So because yeah, it's only 6 cylinders on this vehicle, and that we can see all the activations of those coils taking place. And but if we see a nice and steady milliseconds of coils in here, that will tell me that everything is fine. Sometimes it's a little hard for this one to focus. I put them into a wide range and everything to kind of focus. I think you can read it in there. If I get a little backwards because it's now focusing in me, it gets a little blurry, but I will do that so you guys can see properly. The other thing I want to show you is we do have the 5-volt reference, and everything is, let me see. Yeah, the 5-volt reference, 530 milliamps of draw. That includes the BCI for the top down. I'm using the top down Phoenix for this. Now, let me run this oscilloscope. I'm using early access software from Picoscope because the other one was crashing so many times. Like it freezes on me. I don't know what's going on with that software. All right, so let's connect to the computer. I might do this icon 0. Oh yeah, it's nothing. All right, so let's do an auto scan. The VIN number in this vehicle ends in 209117. That's a good sound. 209117. So James can see that this is his computer. I also have that in here. For him to see the cover, that is his computer. I always like to be very excessive on that because I don't want misunderstanding. Was my computer the one you were testing? I have that question one time from one person. How am I sure that my computer is the one you're testing? It's like, wow. It's unbelievable. You know, some people goes beyond doubting. Like, I mean, how many customers or how many shops, repair facilities give you even a video or photos of any repairs? None. And I give him photos, videos, diagnostics report, and he was still doubting that I did the repairs on his computer. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but if you cannot trust me with all the good reviews and videos and everything, I think that, you come and pick up your module. I'm going to put it exactly how it was, and then find somebody else. And he finally picked it up, and he actually left me a 5-star reviews, but very not trustworthy person, to very hard for him to believe in anything. I guess he has been burned many, many times. All right, so let's keep going with this one. So I'm going to enter the quick access. And it's going to ask me if it is, if I want to do an automatic ID, even though I already read the VIN. That's very normal because of the manufacturer. This is obviously a Korean-made vehicle. So I'm going to do automatic. So this vehicle has different markets that can go into it. So, and since this is a generic scan tool, it's asking, and this is correct, it's a UMA. So it's USA area. Sorento UMA, and that is exactly what this vehicle is. All right, so the only thing I really need to do here is to get the RPMs for you guys to see in a graph. When I'm providing the RPMs, I'm actually have the signal ready, and my signal is matching exactly pretty much what the computer reads as RPM. I'm providing 665 hertz of that signal that I'm providing, and it's 650 or so RPMs, which is perfect. So let's read data stream. That's where you can read all the information coming from the computer. I'm just going to select, again, the engine speed, and I'm going to graph it. All right, perfect. We have it running right now. You can see the RPMs, and I have the 4 coils up in the top. I'm actually thinking I'm moving. Well, actually, I can get that in my screen, because it's a little hard for you guys to read from there what's happening. So I'm going to read or put a measurement onto the suspect channel, which is, let me go the low pulse width, into the C channel, which is the green channel. And I'm going to put just another one, another measurement, so we don't feel that. Well, I can actually put measurements in all. And that you will see. It's just sometimes a little hard to show too many because the letters gets too small. So if I put 2, I can go into large, and now you can see how the C channel, which is the coil 5, is firing or is being actuated the same amount of time as the coil number 3, which is the blue channel, right? And everything is looking good. If I'm not sure what those blue lines are right now in there. It's like cursors coming down, which I like. I mean, it's probably what the reading is in here, or where the measurement is being taken. Again, remember, this is a beta software. But then if I move you guys to here, to this view, and I lean a little backwards, you will see that I have 2 milliseconds in all of the channels in here. So this is the same of what that oscilloscope can read. This is a meter that is measuring the milliseconds of activation of each of those channels, which I'm using actually the injector channels, but disregard that. It's just a pull down switch or relay here that is giving me the same reading. But we have, you see, if you see right now on the oscilloscope, is reading 2.16 milliseconds. And that's exactly what I'm reading here, 2 milliseconds across all of the coils. So what is this telling me? Everything is fine. So I'm going to keep the reading in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the blue channel. You're going to see that it's going to go to 0. You see it's now, oh, I don't like that. I think the measurement is the one, yeah, that measurement is the one that's creating that, that thing on the screen. Let me put it again. To see, yeah, it does the same thing because it's nothing there. So, but if I go and put them into the first channel, which is coil number 1, we have 2.27. It's matching perfectly the 5th channel, or the 5th coil, sorry. And we can see that everything is the same. I'm going to move it over to coil number 2. And you're going to see how that's going to disappear. And now we have the same 2 milliseconds of activation. So what is that telling you and me? Everything is fully fixed. All coils are firing. And this computer is fully repaired. All right, James, thank you so much. This is just a short test. I hope that you guys like the content. I'm trying to share as much as possible without really, teaching too much, because there is a lot of companies that are trying to copy what I do, and this is not really what I'm trying to do, because I am a small business. If I start trying to teach big companies, they will kill me and disappear me in no time. It's like that's how Amazon was created. It started small, but now it's a giant that has destroyed so many business around the world, not just in the United States, around the world. Those guys, that kind of companies, those kind of people are with, I'm not even, I can give you the correct terminology. It's like it's like the gluttony. That's probably the best thing to put attached to it, because they are not enough to make money. They want more and more and more. They pay the less possible to the employees, and whoever doesn't like to work for Amazon, go find a job somewhere else. Maybe Amazon is not for you. That should be a thing that a government should not allow to happen. Is that thing probably one of the only companies in the world that has no union of workers inside. That tells you a lot. But yeah, so I'm trying to prevent any of those big companies to make me disappear. So help me by subscribing to the channel. Every time you subscribe, YouTube promotes more and more my videos, and thank you so much if you do so. If you have any automotive or marine computers that you need to repair, I'm pretty much the best company that you will find anywhere. I am a human. I can fail and I can make mistakes, which I try to keep here, and then when it's going to you, it's done, and you will never experience that. But yeah, we can always, or a component can fail or something like that, but my warranty is 100%. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye-bye.